I'm Ging.
I'm Kat.
And I'm Pal.
And you're listening to the 1% Marites here in Sydney. Your number one source of chismis, word spreading.
Wow, hindi ka na natangled.
I'm not tangled anymore.
Yeah. So, if you haven't noticed, we have a special guest today. So, I met Ronna. So she has like one of the best bios I've ever read. And the crazy thing is Ronna and I met not long ago. I think it was last year during Independence Day in Granville. And that was the first time I realized that I just met like my new role model. And she was so busy that day. Like she was busy going around. She's like on the phone but I looked at her and I went like, oh my God, she's so cool. She's so amazing.
It was like love at first sight. Wow.
She's like mentor at first sight. She is going to be my mentor one day.
Thank you too.
Oh, yes. Let's not forget Mark. That's how we met. Yes. Shout out to Mark. He was super friendly, and I just want to thank Mark for introducing me to Ronna. I think you already knew Mark because you guys like
we worked together.
Yeah. Yeah. So as I was saying before, Ronna and I think we've only really gotten to know each other for a short amount of time.
Yeah.
But we clicked, right? I think.
Immediately.
Immediately.
That's what you think.
Yeah. So I think sometimes it's like the energy. Like energy speaks louder than words. And when you meet someone, you just notice how they hold themselves, how they speak, yung body language nila, how they communicate to other people. And for me, that like already says a lot. And it was so great when Ronna asked me out for dinner. Remember that time? I was surprised because I didn't expect that she would text me and say, Kat, like let's go out or like organize something. So we actually went for dinner sa Chin Chin.
We did.
To Surrey Hills.
Do you want to know why?
I think you kind of said it, but yeah, I mean for the viewers. Sige.
Because I thought, who's this girl? This is the Independence Day, Philippines Independence Day. I thought, who's this girl? She's so proactive. You know, tapos yung energy mo din and yung focus mo, always looking around. I thought, wow, I need to get to know her. So that's where it started.
Oh, that's nice.
Right?
Yeah, she thinking of me, I thinking of her.
You guys
It's all
clicked.
about the energy. It's all about the energy. So we had a really good chat, and then for me, I didn't know it then, but for me, it's always so inspiring to meet a female leader. Because I didn't have to read her on like her bio on LinkedIn. I just knew that she's part of this community, and sobrang na-excite ako when she messaged me about guesting because she said, Kat, what do I need to do to be in the podcast? And I said to her, what did I tell you on the text?
She said I was overqualified.
It's true.
What?
Yeah.
And then tapos I think I sent a text and I said, no. No. Yeah, it's just I've watched you from the very beginning, from day one, do the podcast. And from then, I just thought, look at these three girls. They are greatness. They are our future leaders. So I knew I've always wanted to be here, right now. So I'm really, really excited.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
The time is now.
So when was that? When was the beginning? When was the first episode?
July.
1st of July,
Yeah,
2024.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just before we had dinner and you were saying you were about to start.
Yeah. Or maybe we've already started, but we're still figuring out how the world of podcasting works
That's incredible.
We're actually at the execution.
During that time.
at the time.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
And look at you now. All set up.
Yeah. We're still here.
Still here.
Just here.
waiting.
No
patiently.
followers.
Waiting for you to be our guests.
Yeah. So, we're very privileged to have you here because we know
Yes.
that you're super busy. And I am going to read just a very short introduction because I don't want to steal her thunder. She's going to be sharing a lot about her life. And yung topic namin today is about big leaps.
Wow.
So, yeah, big conversation. She's a big
Yeah, we
deal.
were talking
person.
about going back to the gym. Yes, thank you, girls. Not that big.
Yeah, so I'll read her bio just because I don't want to get this wrong. Yeah, got my little notepad here. So Ronna Guzman is a company director at Care Live Smile, home care service in aged care and disability, overseeing business growth, HR, and operations. She's also the founder and lead practitioner of Nurture Next, which is now a social enterprise. She is passionate in fostering community well-being and inspiring people to realize their potential as leaders. And recently, she actually co-founded and she is now a podcast host of Youth Amplified Podcast. So she's very passionate about giving the young people and emerging leaders a voice. So she loves young people like us. We're still young, right?
Yes. I guess so.
Yeah, and
I
she
feel like I'm 18.
Yeah, we
I'm
have
not too far ahead as well.
your energy is giving 18-year-old. Yeah, definitely.
Thank you, Kat.
Yeah, and this is the most important thing which I love. So she stands for inclusion, engagement, and collaboration across communities. Yeah.
Wow.
And if I read everything about her life, we will be here until midnight. So I will stop there.
Oh my
and,
God.
I'm ready to just jump
Really
into the
good.
conversation.
Kaya naman pala overqualified.
Be sabi ko
Yes,
sa'yo, I'm like, are you sure you want to be in this podcast?
Absolutely. What
Yeah.
an honor. Because I learn from you as well when I'm listening. Yung mga conversations ninyo is always exploring something deep and new. So don't underestimate what you do. It's really special. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much. Wow. So, yes, Ronna, do you want to share about what you do?
So, Kat's intro, I guess in a nutshell, in my words, I'm so honored as part of my job is to work with people who care for people, who care for the seniors in our community and people with disabilities. We also have nurses now. So I am so honored that I get to work with people who really care, right? So that's so special. The other side of it is, like Kat said, a social enterprise, which is focused on supporting young people, but specifically mentoring on the basis of developing leadership skills, right? So that's one of my other projects. And I'm now co-hosting Youth Amplified with Brian Lowell, who's a distinguished leader in the MacArthur area in Campbelltown. And it's just such a privilege to be connected with other creative minds. And I'm speaking about you guys as well. We're here creating, and this is a piece of work that people will watch and be inspired by. So, Yun, that's my life every day, doing my job and co-creating with creatives. And yeah, there I am. So I'm a happy person, I think, especially when I'm connecting with people like you guys.
Grabe.
Grabe. Interpreter.
That's why
Sorry.
I think what I really got is it's like a perfect match because Ronna's all like ethos and values and what she's really looking for is young people, right? Because she wants to find and develop young leaders. Yung mga emerging leaders. Tayo naman, we're looking for yung mga nag-emerge, yung mga leaders sa community that's proven themselves and they're continuing to do all this great work. So talagang nag-match yung...
Nag-meet halfway.
Meant to be.
Meant to be siya.
It's meant to
Hold
be.
that thought. Ooh.
Yeah. We met with the purpose.
And it's
I
always
think.
about purpose, right?
Correct. Yeah.
That's what leads us.
So, yeah.
Okay.
So, yung topic natin today is about big leaps. So, you guys buckle your seats because for me, this is really special to hear from someone who's achieved a lot. Like,
Yes.
what are the big leaps you've taken in life? Kasi you meet someone who's successful, they're well-rounded, they have friendships and family, and you look at their life and you're like, wow, they got it figured out. Like, how did you get there? what were the steps or ano yung mga big leaps or yung mga big decisions in life.
What's driving
Yeah.
it?
So kaya yung mga discussion natin today, it's really about for us to get an insight about her life and how she get there. Kasi for sure, there's going to be young people and women and other leaders na they would look up to, someone like her who's actually, I would say she's made it, right? So sa sobrang dami and she's still going.
She's still going.
Yeah,
no?
she has a party to go to.
She's not yet done.
Huh?
She's not yet done.
She's
Yeah.
not
Not
yet
yet done.
She just
and
started.
I think that's it, right? The way I see it, no matter how much you achieve in life, you have to always have the mindset of I'll keep on learning. I'll keep on learning. And that's how I think about it each day. What else can I learn? And who else can I learn from? Yun yung curiosity that I saw in Kat when I met you, just like that spark. And I think, and we were talking about being like kids and never really growing up before. Yun yung mindset that I feel is so important. When you're constantly a kid, you're curious, you want to learn. Yeah, that's how I live my life every day.
Yeah, and look at your skin. You're glowing and you're running around, diba? Like we look at her social media. It's like she's posting about this event, and they're like she can literally be in 10 places in one day.
Yes,
and
okay.
you look at her, she's like, I've had a busy day, but you look
never
at her,
happened,
she's
ano?
like, huh?
She's so gorgeous.
Yeah.
I know.
Thank you.
Whatever you do, whatever you
What's
wear.
your skincare routine?
How many steps?
Give us a
Skincare.
give us
I don't count enough.
What do you have for
this is
breakfast?
What's the secret, no?
I think the secret is simply loving every day, just being hungry to learn. Seriously, that's what I do. I wake up and I'm curious. I think, how can I make today just as good, as best as it can be? Right? So maybe that's the secret.
Yeah.
I really believe that. Yeah. Wow.
I'm excited. I'm excited.
Like,
excited.
wow.
I'm very excited about
Hoy, hindi
this.
pa tayo nag-i-start
I know.
We haven't actually started.
Okay.
I know.
I'm really excited about this topic because I think ang dami kong matututunan from Ronna.
sure.
Kasi
And vice versa.
yeah, because we don't talk much, like in social media, and now is the time that I'm gonna get something from her.
Yung mga
It's like
inipon
a-
mong questions, no?
It's like
Labas na yan.
personal coaching, parang ganun. Yes. So yes, I'm excited. So okay. Today, our topic for today is big lips. So lips. Lips.
Aray ko! Bakit nasaktan ako sa big lips?
Ginawa niyo.
Sino ba nagsulat niya? Sino?
Okay, whoever wrote that, you're fine.
Ready for your first question?
Sige!
I'm ready for my big
Big lips.
Big lips. Oh, sige
Wala
na.
pang alak yan, Oh. Ano na?
We'll make sure to correct the spelling dun sa YouTube upload. It's okay. Let's talk about the big lips.
I was really Okay, sharing experience. Okay, are you guys ready?
Yes, are you ready?
Ready?
Yes, let's go.
Say it.
Mama. Okay.
Let it
I cannot.
You wanna take over? You wanna take over?
Anyway, seriously, pero we are really curious, no? Because you are so successful in everything that you do. So, could you please share us some of the steps you've taken in life, in taking that big leap in life?
Man. Look, some of the steps. So I've always, like I said, yung childlike wonder and curiosity, that's always been there. So if I think back, yun yung trigger, yung driver. So every time I'm curious, I can see myself, yes, I jump. Every time I'm curious about something, a new job, a new whatever it is, I turn and I think, okay, I'm going to go for it. So if I think of a big leap, if I go back when I was a lot younger, so when I finished year 12, yun yung maraming expectations sa family, di ba? That you must go on to uni. You must study and be a lawyer, scientist, or doctor, something really good. But for me, I knew in my heart, oh, I just want to see the world. So I took a big leap, went against advice of my parents. So I do not advise everyone to do that. But for me, I was really curious about the world. So I was working then. I was earning, a bit of money. I saved up and I just booked a flight and I just went.
Wow.
Not good kasi yung mga parents ko was so angry that I just went. But I said, for 3 months, kasi yun yung maximum visa that I could get as a visitor, as a tourist to the US. So I took it. I just went without a plan. And I just went. So I explored and yun yung start. I guess that was the very first big leap. And ang hirap kasi I felt like I was a very, bad daughter. Pero in my heart, I thought, look, I really need to see. And look, I wouldn't change anything for that kasi I met people overseas. I saw, artwork overseas. I saw different cultures overseas. So I was able to take that back and then I studied, but with kind of a bit of growth behind me as well. So, so that was a big leap. And I guess I took that curiosity even to this day. That's my approach. So every time I'm curious about something, I reflect on it and then I jump into it if it feels right and it looks right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sounds familiar. Conversation earlier. So, anyway,
So, okay, after taking the big leap, syempre may mga changes eh. What's driving the change, di ba? Like, syempre may mga adjustment and
Yeah,
like
of
that. So, yeah, especially you went overseas. So, it's harder than it looks, di ba?
Yeah, I guess you have to adapt, right? Sa environment mo. And I had minimal money, so you have to think about that. Tapos, a lot of thinking around yung culture overseas is very different. Sa culture natin here in Australia and being a Filipina, all of that. So a lot of that exposure overseas really helped me to even wonder even more, bakit? Who am I? Why am I like this? All those thoughts that come into play. And also I started thinking about who do I want to be? What kind of career do I want to head towards? Because I started seeing many different people. So in my head, I thought, wow, that's you can really do anything you want. You could do anything that you set your mind on, and there's so many options. So that's the very start of really thinking about where I might want to be. And I think from then I realized no matter what I do, it will always be around people. No matter what career I choose, it will always have people involved in it. So I think that makes a lot of sense, right?
So did you discover all that dun sa trip mo sa US? Or is this like a discovery over time as you went on to take more big leaps? Because I feel like that's what successful people do. May, di ba, parang yung curiosity mo, fuels another curiosity and then fuels another more curiosity. Hindi talaga natatapos eh.
Never stops. And you're right, Kat. It's like a chain reaction, right? So I think you're right. It developed over time. That's my earliest memory of where I started to get curious. What should I do? And then I knew it's definitely always going to be around people. But you're right. It evolved over time. It wasn't clear, exactly what I wanted to do. So when I went back, I started working and I was working in a corporate role for a while. So I was in there for 10 years. But still, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. And then I think this is when we talk about leaps, that big jump, this was another milestone. Because I thought, okay, I'm happy, but I'm not really 100% happy. Like, I feel like there's something missing. So why is that? So then I started thinking. And then I thought, I went back to the whole thing about actually my job now wasn't involving interaction with people. So maybe that's what was missing. So
Right.
I thought, okay, then I better work in human services. I need to do it. So I took a leap, and then no one wanted to hire me. So then that's another journey, and that's I guess the risk you take.
Yeah, it's
right?
about risk,
Any change
risk, yeah.
will always be a risk, and that's the journey.
Speaking of curiosity, no, I'm really curious about what influenced your decision? You know, is it based on thinking? Or is it based on your emotions?
Yeah, wow, that's a good question.
Big question again.
It's a big question.
It's getting
Yes,
bigger and bigger.
Hindi na big lips, big question.
My gosh, girls! I'm like, no. It's a good question. Jokes aside, I guess when I make decisions, back then I always made decisions on what felt good, right? But I carried that to today, and I think as you get older, you collect more information, you have more you've learned, so all of that you put together as part of how you make the decision. That's what I do, right? But there's something so special about gut feel. And I always try to listen to my gut feel, but then I wonder, and then what? So then I draw on information, I look at the situations, I look at what makes sense, and then I make a decision off that. So it's a bit of both, right? It's emotional, gut feel, and sort of information gathering.
Pero do you believe na, kasi pag sinabi, you're a woman, usually, it was your decisions is being influenced by your emotion, di ba?
That's true. We're highly emotional beings. I think we're designed like that. I haven't seen a woman who's non-emotional yet. We're all like,
It's part of our being.
I think so.
Pero,
But you're right.
Yeah, that's so, wonderful lang, that you can
Yeah.
balance both, no?
Yes. And I think that can be a strength, having your emotions play on
Wow.
your decision making. But I also believe that it should be balanced, right? Don't let it all be emotion, because emotion is an effect of something. So it's not always informed. So just be careful on what that emotion is, right?
Yeah.
And, give it rest instead of just making that quick decision out of the emotion is my advice, because I've made decisions which are highly emotional, tapos they're just not the greatest.
Yeah.
That's like it feels good. It feels good at the time.
Yes.
But it's very short-lived kasi may
That's
marirealize ka na parang hindi pa din ata tama yung ginawa.
Yeah.
That's right.
So a bit of both.
I could relate because my first 2 years working in corporate, I had this crazy idea and I was so convinced magiging travel agent ako because I love traveling so bad. My cousin can confirm this. And I was ready to throw away yung graduate program ko, which I worked hard to apply for. Hundreds, if not thousands. And I was like one of the 13 that made it in that grad program in my cohort. And I was
My
ready to give it
goodness.
all away. What? Because I had this gut feel. I was made to be like a travel agent. I'm destined to travel the world and I just want to help people book their flights. And so you know what I did? I went for an interview with Flight Center. I just had to do it. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I had to
remember
do it
this.
for myself and to just
Yeah.
really get the experience of it, that is this really what I want? Or I'm just running away from something at work and it's actually easier to run away and find something else that I think would fulfill me rather than addressing yung challenges talaga sa work. So I did the whole interview process, and in the end, when they said to me, you got the job, nag-pen and paper ako, pros and cons. What are the pros if I leave now? And what are the consequences? And I said, applying for a travel agent role, it's easy. But what I got now, it's like para akong talaga eh. Para akong nasa battlefield and you try to really get that spot. So, in the end, I went back to my corporate job.
Yeah.
But at least yung big leap for me looking back is I gave myself that chance. Oh, sige, let's do the interview process.
And you found out.
Yeah,
So
and then I
through-
decided in the end, okay,
Yeah,
I can just
very
go
good.
back to this. Yeah. Tsaka papagalitan ako ng cousin ko. Kasi alam niya, na huy, impulsive ka lang, tingnan mo yan. Kasi emotional nga, we're very emotional nga, di ba?
Ako, I believe in that as well. Hindi lahat ng gusto mo is the right thing for you.
That's
Right?
right.
Diba?
Yeah. And I love your pros and cons approach. So I still do that now when I feel stuck because I really want something, but something in my gut and my mind says no. So I just literally pen, paper, cut in half, pros and cons. Very simple exercise, but it's so helpful. And then you see in front of you your different reasons across the different sides, and then you make a decision off that. So that's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah. See, I was wise back then.
Very wise.
Ever since.
You're still wise.
Yeah, but the
Ever
challenges
since wise.
are getting a lot harder as you grow older. It's
No,
not
what you're right.
Yeah, it's not just about what career I want.
Akala ko wisdom comes with age.
So would you say that I mean, or meron ka bang examples where you made a decision purely based on emotions and it was the right decision?
Oh, that's a good one. Kasi when I think about it, emotion is such a big driver of me making decisions. And we're talking about that as women, we're so emotional. So it is, I'd say, it's a very strong driver of how I make decisions. Every big decision I've made have been driven by emotion. But I don't know, I've always had this other side of logic. I'm always weighing things up. So it's very hard for me to know, okay, which decision had been all emotion and it's been the right one because all of them had been driven by so much emotion. Because can you tell, but I'm so expressive.
Yeah.
I'm so emotional. So everything I do is purely quite emotional. But the other side of it, I always stop and think, does it really make sense? I put my practical hat on and I look at all the practicals. A good question that I ask myself is, who does it affect? If I make this decision, if it's a job, who does it affect? How does my family get affected? I think of all that. So I think of the loved ones, and that's the practical side of it, I think. That's always helped me make a decision. Yeah, and that's, the same with projects. When I make a decision to focus on a project, then I think, who does it impact? How much? What is the purpose? And what impact will it make? So again, it's about the impact.
That's nice. A really good advice, no? Kasi sometimes you're stuck on what to decide, eh. So all you have to do is to sit down, list everything, pros
Sounds
and
simple,
cons.
no?
Yeah, sounds simple, pero why not? Kasi
Yeah.
yun din struggle din ako sa ganun eh. Pero yeah, thank you.
It helps. And we're all different in our learning styles. So for me, I'm very visual. I love things when I'm
Yeah, I'm
seeing
the same.
things. So I constantly write things down. Pero yung iba, maybe they're auditory.
Listening, yeah,
so
auditory.
I have really good friends where they can make a decision out of discussing with them and myself. We talk about it. Tapos if they're hearing themselves talking about it, they'll make a decision. They'll say, okay, that makes sense. But for me, I can't do that. The more I talk, sometimes I get confused over a decision. I need to see it. So I think it's about knowing what works for you. What's your style?
Yeah.
And only you will know that.
Sobrang powerful tool nun when you are trying to dump everything, your thoughts, your ideas, and just put it into paper because then it becomes real. Kasi kapag nasa head mo lang siya, nagsuswirl lang, that's why a lot of us get stuck. Because even that simple exercise of putting your thoughts into paper, not many people actually have the time or the energy na let's just write things down. Yeah. So ako, 5 yung notebooks ko eh. Walang laman.
Ako din.
Parang, I swear, like, medyo may obsession yung family ko sa notebooks and pens.
Oh, good.
Parang naka-ready lang siya just if something comes up or...
Yeah.
Parang it's like your notebook is like your friend.
True. Yeah.
Na kapag may mga things ka, ideas ka, and you feel stuck and you don't feel like talking to someone right away,
Yeah. It's a good outlet.
it's a good
Otherwise,
outlet.
you're holding on to the stress, right? It's like weight. Diba, Kat? It's like weight sitting in there until you let it out. Then it feels
I actually started my writing journal din every day
nice.
because I never like
Saan?
andon sa ano.
Yung teacher mo.
Basahin mo nga yung journal entry mo today.
Yeah.
Oh my
'Cause
God.
ang dami kong like I parang never akong nag-journal talaga.
Oh,
It's like a
wow.
diary.
How does it feel?
Ang galing lang because it's something that I can get back and read it again na what did I do last week or alam mo yun, what did I do yesterday, yung mga ganon. So, ang galing lang na ano ko yun, making that a habit na yun,
Totoo.
writing it down.
And ano siya good practice siya, listing your small wins para
Yes.
na-appreciate mo rin yung sarili
Yes.
mo.
Oo.
Not just, kasi hindi naman everyday okay ka, yung mga ganon. Pero,
Even your emotions, you can
Exactly.
write it down like, diba? How do you feel?
Kapag galit talagang,
punit-punit na yung notebook, girl.
So you can see bad day, good day.
Yes, it's galing, no? Parang review mo.
Kaya pala 5 yung notebook mo, girl.
different personalities. Meron akong happy notebook,
Oh my God.
bad trip notebook, crazy notebook.
Ano kasing movie yun? Split yun, di ba? May 13 ano
Dami
siya.
yung personality.
13 personalities. Ang hirap nun.
Oo.
13%.
Yes, watch it.
Yeah, watch this movie. Ano yun?
Yes,
Split?
good
Split,
one.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think my split too.
It's actually a trilogy. May Glass,
Yeah.
and then may nauna pa. I
yes.
forgot what it is. Pero yung years, yung gap ng ano nila, before, yun.
Wow.
Panoorin natin yan, no? Pag may time na tayo,
Let's
kasi busy
watch it
tayo ngayon
together.
eh.
Para ano.
Sure.
Yeah. So that's really wonderful that we can share like this very simple tool.
Yes.
Diba? You don't need to YouTube this. Just trust that it does
That's right.
work. Yeah. And I know someone, I think she's in the room with us. Wala lang sa camera. And she has this treasure notebook. And yung mga compliments and wins,
Wow.
sinusulat niya yun sa notebook niya because when
That's
you're stuck
good.
and you doubt yourself, I think she said na manakaw na lahat, wag lang yun. Yung parang pag may magnanakaw sa bahay and then, because
Most valuable.
you can't replace that. Like, everything over times throughout her career and her life, talaga naka-notebook.
Wow.
At siya po yung pinsan ko. Nandun siya.
Lagi tayo na yan dito. Halika na.
Yeah, so,
Yeah, it's good practice. So that reflection and using your journal. Ako din, when I traveled, yung suitcase ko, it's actually filled with the black, anong book pa yun? Yung black, I should know the names. Leather.
gratitude? Gratitude journal? Or?
No, black lang. Pero it's a Moleskine. Yung black
yung Moleskine na
Moleskines.
brand, yeah.
My whole suitcase, this tall, all Moleskine notebooks. Kasi nagsusulat. So from overseas, I came home yung mga notebook ko. Pero I think looking back now that we're talking about it, it really helped me. So when I was not sure, kung confused ako, I always went back to the pages. Tapos it's almost like, it would inform me. It would bring me back to that day, or when I had a really good day and it's in there, I feel good again. It really uplifts you. So you're right. Nakalimutan ko na yun. I'm taking it for granted that I journaled, pero it's actually had a whole suitcase. And it really helped me, I have to say, through my hardest times in life. So we definitely recommend journaling.
Yeah, that's great.
But it's not easy for everyone, have to say.
Because you need to sit down and,
Yeah.
it's not my thing, but I think I've learned it from these two.
Yeah, you've got influence around you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, Kati loves journaling. Ikaw din, di ba?
Yeah, I write them.
There you go.
When I write my journal, call me silly, pero I address myself as dear higher self.
Oh, wow.
Or dear highest self. Because when we're stuck and we're dealing with all those struggles and challenges, you kind of have to step outside of that.
That's a good one.
Yeah, so
Okay.
it's weird, and I don't know if anybody else does it. Before kasi Dear Cat, ganun lang naman eh.
Dear
It's like
Cha-
writing the voice
Dear
of Dear
Charo.
Charo.
Dear Tita Kat.
Dear Cat 2.0.
Oh, yeah, I was about to say that.
Dear-
2.0. Hindi,
Dear-
4.0.
Ha?
4.0.
May mga ano na, 2.5. 2.5.
2.0.
Yan. So now that you've had all these learnings and tools, how do you now address something a bit more challenging na everyone's coming to you for opportunities and you're doing so much? How do you really narrow it down to when do you say yes and when do you say no? Because at first, nagbi-build ka ng career mo, yung portfolio mo, it's almost like you have to go out there and ask for the opportunity. But now that you've built a name and reputation for yourself, lalapit naman yung opportunity sa'yo and you're like, I don't know,
100%,
I don't know what to say yes to now.
Yeah, do you know what? That's true when I think about it. And it's, I have to stop and actually be thankful about that. That's telling me yung mga iba, other people are recognizing yung growth mo, no? So I just want to stop and actually appreciate that. That's a really good thing. But then, yes, you're right, Kat. At what point do you stop? Because I do accumulate. I say yes a lot because I just want to help. I think it's natural to us as women, as Filipina women, that we just want to keep helping, right? So that's really close to my heart, where I've said yes a little bit too much. So there has been a time where, and what's been really helpful for me is just to stop, to pause, and to look at everything that I have in my life. And maybe people will laugh, but I literally have an Excel worksheet. Tapos isulat ko, I put all my different projects and I break it down. In all those projects, what is the purpose? Susulat ko, what is the purpose, right? Whether it's for youth, whether it's to help people with homelessness, what is the real purpose? And then once I draw everything out, then I review whatever isn't lined up sa purpose ko, then I shouldn't do, right?
Say no.
Yeah, because it's better to do 1, 2, 3 things very well than doing 100 things and you're stressed, you're not really making an impact. So I had to learn that myself. So that's my special way. I break everything down and I always review what is the purpose and what difference can I make in that project as well? Because you have to be honest with yourself. One thing you want to help, but are you really helping, right? So having a tool like that helped me to be able to say yes or no. And also had to teach myself just to slow down and really think about it. Is it really a yes? Or it's okay to say, thank you, I'll have a bit of a think, and can I let you know tomorrow? And so I had to build up that way of responding instead of just wanting to please everyone, which is my natural thing, instead of just saying yes. So it's okay to say, thank you so much. I'll let you know tomorrow. I'll just have a look. That's okay as well. Pero ang hirap nun.
I think,
that
lalo
pressure to
na kung,
answer.
lalo na kung ang expectation sa'yo, kasi nga, you've built this reputation na she loves saying yes, kahit sa trabaho, di ba?
Yes,
that's
Ito,
right.
yes girl ka,
Yeah.
di ba?
It's a default answer kasi yun eh.
Yeah, there's so many of us as yes girls.
Yeah.
Yes
It's-
girl ka eh.
Yeah, I used to be a yes person before. But
Ngayon?
Ngayon,
na?
Maybe.
no. Maybe.
I'll let you know.
No, like what she said, it's
Yeah.
true na you gotta let the person know na you're thinking about it, like yung consideration. But I'll think about it and I'll let you know by tomorrow.
Di ba sabihin, thank you for that wonderful question, but I have to decline at the moment. Just kidding. Napaka-formal.
Sino ba yan?
Decline.
I have to decline the workload. It's too much. Ganon.
Oo.
Ang full capacity.
Yeah. Di ba?
Alam mo, hindi ako maniniwala until you show me your calendar. Magkakaalaman tayo. Because I gave them access to my calendar.
Wow.
Would you believe it? Talagang, ito na, lalatag ko na. You think I'm just saying busy, but actually, part of what we do now, especially sa podcasting, is we make it transparent sa isa't isa. What our
Good,
commitments are,
yes.
what we're up to. So, wala na
beautiful.
silang parang, I would say, parang wala na akong tinatago in terms of where I am, what I'm doing.
Oh my God, parang wala nga space sa calendar. Parang gusto ko mag-delete ng busy-busy dun.
Do you have access to edit ba? Kasi you can give that.
I need an assistant to
I
clear
think I
my
do. Parang may
schedule.
nakita akong 3 dots dun.
3 dots.
Buburahin yung mga no? Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Nakakaano talaga. And na-surprise
Yeah.
ako sa sagot ni Ronna because this is a challenge na sobrang relevant for me. Like, as in this week lang. Because you said that when you're looking at your spreadsheet, you look at purpose and alignment. Hindi ko narinig yung word na balance. I was waiting for her to say whatever feels balanced. But you didn't say that. Is there a reason why you're not really mentioning that word? Or
Balance.
Is it, yeah.
Yeah.
Because
No.
everyone wants work-life balance.
Balance. Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, so for me, look, it's easy, right? We do hear that advice. Now, it's always all about, work-life balance. Pero alam mo naman ako, Kat, I always overthink everything. So I'm not the sort of person where just because you give me advice, I take it. I'm thankful for the advice. Tapos workshop ko yun. I'll go, what does that really mean? Right? It's easy to say, work health, work-life balance. Pero I truly believe all of us as people, we're so unique. We're very different. So how could there possibly be one definition of balance? For me, it's about being very clear and knowing and for everything to be aligned with what you want to do. And for me, balance will come if that's clear. Because then I'm able to make decisions because it's clear and it feels good. But before, if I go backwards, I did sort of try to make sense of the whole work-life balance. And I said, what does that really mean? So when you do your research, it says 9 to 5 work, tapos 2 hours family time, or whatever it is, 1 hour, I found it too rigid. For me, it was confining. For me, it wasn't balanced. So I think, that works for some people, but I think it's more about what works for you and you find your own balance. So for me, it's not the number one idea or concept because it's so easy. Everyone's telling you work-life balance. But for me, it's about, from the inside first and know yourself, know what matters to you, design your life based on that. Tapos the balance will come. Kasi everything feels good. Does that make sense? Many people will think otherwise, but I'm just sharing how I live my life today. And I feel the balance. I feel a lot of joy. I've got really good people in my life. I've got projects. I've got a great job that I do. So I guess that's balance, right? May not be the conventional balance. I can start my day at whatever hour, but I feel good. I'm creating. So, yeah.
That's amazing. Parang parang narinig mo yung conversation namin kanina kasi yan din yung topic
Actually.
natin. Yeah, we were also actually going back to what is the definition of balance for you. So, ikaw ba? May ganun ka bang challenge na ano ba talaga? Ano ba yung balance or ideal day for me?
To be honest, struggle pa rin sa akin up until kanina. Pero because of your advice, parang ang ganda, yeah, I will apply that as well. Because lalo na if you're listing everything and then you have time for this and that on your calendar. I don't know. I think that's something that doesn't work for me as well. Kasi ako yung tipo ng tao na I just want to do whatever I want to do on my own, pace, time, ganyan. Ang hirap kasi if you feel like you're pressuring yourself to do something at a specific time, it's that's totally right. Na para kang you're caged into something, no? So ako, ayun, siguro the balance really starts when everything falls into place and you feel like ito na nga yun. Parang it's not something, I don't know, just for me na it's not something na you can plan, you know. It just happens whenever.
And look, I'm not disregarding discipline, right? So obviously you need to have your plan. You've got to have your target. What is it that you want to achieve in your week? So, because I might sound like, oh, I just do whatever. But it's actually quite structured, you know? Because I do sit down and reflect on my calendar and I say, with my planning, it may look to other people might be all over the place, pero my purpose yon. I've just set just enough time for my meaningful work, enough time for my creative work. You know, so everything's quite planned out. So I guess that's the balance. Pero I would not be able to achieve that kung hindi ko alam yung self ko. If I don't know what I want out of my week. You know, so for
Ganda.
me, yung driver. Tapos you use your calendar as a tool to design yung flow. And you also have to know your flow kasi we're all different. Some people love 9 to 5 and they're very productive doing that. And they're very good. So it's about what works for you. What is your body clock? When are you most... that's what worked for me. When am I most productive? When does my brain... Kasi you'll get to know your brain activity, right? There's certain times in the day where your brain's just like really, really quick.
Yes.
So then I had to design my life to do some heavy thinking work during those times. And then I know that from about 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock, I'm dreaming now. So I'll do,
You're taking a nap? Oh,
yeah.
Power nap.
Yeah, so I'll do a little bit more of the lighter work. I'll do phone calls where it's not so, you know what I mean? So you can design, you can make decisions to make it work for you throughout the day.
Do you still have considerations whenever you feel or whenever you think na saying no is the right thing to do? Kasi, di ba tayo, we don't like saying no kasi nakakahiya or baka ma-judge ka or baka feeling nila na
We're brought up
re-reject
like
ka.
that.
Yeah. Do you still have like considerations or talagang very straightforward ka na lang and you don't feel like you gotta justify why you're saying no?
I wish I was straightforward, but I still have that natural guilt whenever I know no is the right answer, but I still hesitate. And I don't know when I'll ever, get over that. And I think we need to be kind to ourselves that that's okay. That's natural. We find it difficult to say no. But I'm getting better. And I always reflect on, when I did say no, as hard as it was, kasi with any no, you're saying no to someone is always disappointed, right? That's just a fact. So you just have to accept that as to why you had to make that decision for yourself. And then I always reflect on, because I said no to that, it means that I can spend more time on the stuff that really matters to me and my loved ones. So there's that flip side, because if you keep saying yes, everything will take your time. But if whatever you said no to, it means you're actually keeping your time quite focused on the things that matter to you and the people that matter to you. So that helps me realize, okay, so I've made the right decision. And that helps me with my confidence in the next time I have to say no.
Napaka-intentional. Diba? Na-amaze kayo, no?
Oo,
Amaze na amaze sila.
Speechless.
Tayo,
Yeah,
so quiet naman. I'm not
Sabi
used
ko,
to it.
like I said, ito parang coaching session.
You're getting free coaching actually.
Free coaching.
Okay, maingay.
I'm learning as well.
Yeah.
That's
Ikaw ba? Kasi si Ging, may personality talaga siya na she says yes to everyone. Pero I think ikaw din, nasa journey ka of learning when to say no without the guilt. Totoo talaga yan. It's just as Filipinos. Meron
That's
talagang may ganong katiting na split second, I feel bad. I feel guilty.
Oy, parang sa akin ngayon, I don't feel guilty at all. Because it's something na I worked on.
Si Ronna nga straightforward, may nafe-feel pa rin. Ikaw wala.
No, this time. But yeah, like before, I used to say yes. Especially sa work. So, it's something na parang, meron kasing when you say yes, it's like parang, you wanna impress them, di ba? May ano sa inyo na parang, oh, I wanna impress my boss. I will say yes. You know? Because so you get the light, right? Na parang, oh, this girl parang talagang gustong-gusto niya mag-work. She wants the overtime. And then, all of a sudden, parang lagi ka naman na ngayon binibigyan ng overtime. And you don't like na parang, oh, ganun naman ngayon na parang, ano. And then you get fed up.
It becomes an
It becomes
expectation.
an stress. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you get stressed about it na parang sinanay mo sila na ano, you keep saying yes and then now you can't get back from like normal. Ano, di ba?
Can be hard, can be
Yeah.
challenging.
Yeah.
Kapag sinabi mong yes, may pay rise ba yan? Di ba? May loading ba yan? Di ba?
Pros and
Tit for
cons.
tat.
Listed down.
Because yes, true.
Kasi if I say yes to working 12, 16 hours, I miss out my gym, I can't see my dog.
Yeah, true.
Anong ganyan,
That's
diba?
right. There's an impact. So if you say yes to something, there's always something else that matters to you that is affected, right?
You say yes to one thing and then you're saying no to something else.
Yes. But that was before kasi like I'm not doing anything about my life that time. So I keep saying yes to one thing, which is my work, diba? So
Ganyan na
now
po
I'm
ngayon.
like doing this. I'm like, I have podcasts. I have to go to the gym. I have to commit to a lot of things. So now I gotta give up with
Yeah.
one thing, which is, you know, you don't want to be at work the whole day.
True.
Diba? And it's just stressful din eh. Iba kasi yung culture sa work. Diba?
Oh my God.
So you wanna get out from that place as soon as possible. Parang ganun yung sa akin. Like yung thinking ko. So I gotta say no this time.
So you can do what you do
Yes.
best.
And which is yes. What I wanna do, yung outside work, is yung parang yan. Yun yung gusto. I wanna give my 100% kung ano ginagawa ko outside.
Wow.
Yeah.
Not at
good.
work. Parang ganun.
And work has a role, no? You do your job, you do it well, and then go. And spend more time with your loved ones and the
Yes.
things that matter to you.
Pero tingin ko, if you actually make space for the things that you love outside of work, pagbalik mo sa work, actually mas mas balance and happy ka.
Very refresh ka.
That's very true.
Yeah, so good on you. And she's now on her way to completing
Wiser.
cert for PT.
Oh, wow. I'll be your first client. Right?
Coach
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, we're all just coaching.
The coach club.
Coach club. Yeah, true.
Ako din coach, yung may
In
kabayo.
different aspect of life.
Yung may kabayo.
Yes.
Coach.
Yes.
What are you? Caballo.
Kabayo.
She's a
Kasi
horse.
both of them are you three are coaches. Ako din coach, sabi ko.
Yung sa kabayo.
Oh, yung sa kabayo.
Oh, yeah.
Yung sa horse.
Horse riding.
You're a horse? I'm so sorry. Iba yung humor ko, Ronna.
Yeah, actually, hindi talaga siya yung ano namin. Nag-absent eh. So, I had to get yung pang fill in lang for the day.
Moving on, guys.
Moving on. Okay, let's move on.
Yes. Wow.
Ganda-ganda pa rin siya sa eyelashes niya.
Naiyak ako kay Ronna.
Oh, it's nice.
Ang ganda ni Ronna. Pag tumabi ako, mukha akong kabayo. Grabe siya, uy.
Ikaw yung coach.
No. What in caballo? What's caballo?
Mas kabayo daw, uy.
Why? You're not a caballo.
Horse with no name.
She's a horse with a purpose. She works hard with a purpose. Diba?
Works hard without pay rise. No, I'm just kidding.
So are you ready for our next big question?
Wow.
Yes.
Getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
Oh, handa ka na. Itanong mo na yan.
Oo nga, ito na, wait. Diba, over time, ang dami mo yung success, failure na pagdaanan. So, how do you navigate through the different seasons of your life? Kasi, napag-usapan din namin na parang hindi laging, thriving. May times talaga na you're in your character development. Of course. Nasa rock bottom ka, you're like confused, it's so dark, it's so lonely here. Tas biglang, something good happens, and then, may challenge na naman. How do you navigate through that while still remaining empowered?
It's a really good
And
question.
is that like a realistic thing for us to expect na kaya din namin, or only a special number of people have that skill.
Look,
Resilience.
I sincerely believe everyone has that potential, right? It's just really finding it in yourself. So for me, definitely had many rock bottoms, and I think yung mga failures ko had made me better as a person. So I said it before, tapos yung mga iba, they look at me, they think, oh, you're so weird. Kasi I love the failures just as much as I love yung mga achievements. Seriously, the more it hurt, the more it was shameful. It's the better as long as you always put some time aside to reflect, and never give up. You know, it's okay to fall. It's okay to be bruised. It's okay to, get really hurt. The one thing that had really helped me are the people in my life. Whenever I feel like giving up or, oh, this is the end of the world, I always think of my loved ones. So who's around me that I can talk to, and then it's okay, right? To keep that perspective. Tapos I always go back as well. Is it really that bad? I have a roof over my head. I'm eating food. Life is good. Is it really that bad? So maybe I just need to be easy today. Give it a rest. Tapos tomorrow's another day. And that's what I always did. Look at the people who are around me as my support network. It's so important to recognize who they are, and kung wala kang support network, I recommend you build good people in your life, right? You have to. You have to have at least 1, 2 people that you can go to and say, I'm having a really bad day. Is it okay if I just, chit chat, whatever it is? But you need that 1 or 2 people to support you, and just pick up from there, and always be kind to yourself. Kasi things will always be bad at some point, diba? It's not realistic to think, every day is roses. It's just not possible. So you will have bad days, and you just have to be kind. And in those bad days that I have, I always look at, what do I love to do? Sometimes I'll go to the beach and just sit there and look at the water. And then that fills me. Tapos I'll think clear again. So it's back to yourself. Listen to what you need. Listen to what's happening, your gut feel. Be kind, and you'll pick up again. I think ang dami nating expectation in life that we always have to be perfect and excel all the time. And that's what makes you, when in fact, yung mga failures mo is what really proves your character, right? So I love failures. I mean, I don't want it all the time. I want it all the time. But when it does happen, it teaches you so much about yourself, right? Yeah.
Galing.
Oh,
Speechless.
Nag-jolak ako.
Nag-jojok na naman sila.
I'm sure you had the same thing, right? When it's not the best day or something didn't go as to plan. I'm sure you're doing that as well. Diba?
I think yung when you said that I love failures, and you said it in a way na, oh my God, she's so proud and she's just owning it.
So it's not something na maririnig mo na normally, na you love failures, no? Parang,
We avoid failures.
Exactly.
Yes.
lalo na kung mong tao, tawag dito, competitive, ano? Parang, oh my God. That's,
Like I said, you don't want it to happen all the time. But when it is there, it's what I'm saying is you have to cherish that moment. Okay, what brought me here? Bakit ganon today? What are the decisions I made that brought me here today? Kasi I believe everything is a cause and effect. Nothing just happens because they happen. It's your decisions somehow that had brought you to that moment. So you have to sit and hold it and cherish that failure and say, okay, why am I here? And what can I do to build up from here?
Ganda naman yung ano natin. Ikaw ba? Could you say na I love failure? It's delicious.
well, I have to now. If I want to improve myself, you know. I know, that's
Learn
so beautiful.
It's a different approach. I guess not many people will say that or can say that easily. But I have enjoyed yung mga really dark moments in my life. Not in the moment. In the moment, I'm like, oh, no more. But when you think back in hindsight, from there and how much you grow as a person from the darkest days, you have to hold it and cherish them. Yeah.
Grabe, ako din eh. That's one of my fear din is failure.
Of course.
Diba?
You're only
Like, that's why you
human.
don't want to actually jump out of your comfort zone. Diba? Because you don't want failure, diba? So, galing lang na now.
Trust yourself is all I can say, you know? Trust yourself. Just jump, trust yourself, and deal with it.
And if you drown, call me 1-300.
And I'll be there.
And I'll be there.
We'll call Ronna.
With the
Ronna.
salbabida and everything.
And I'll say, failure ba? Love it.
Oh my God. So crazy.
Just swim.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, it's a different mindset.
It's a different-
Oh, may
yes.
question, may
Yes,
special question.
we have a caller.
So aside from going to the support people that you love whenever you feel or whenever you experience failure, what else do you do for you to uplift yourself from that?
When you're in your darkest moment.
What else
Yeah.
do you do, like aside from going to the support people that you have?
Yeah. I think the journaling, because I've always, always had a book, journal. I go back to that. Tapos, if I think back to the days where I felt really down, and I've had those days, I just open up my book and I just write. And I'll write something like, I feel really horrible. It's really bad. It's almost like you're dumping. So that's helped me to kind of release yung mga heavy feelings. Tapos, I had to think of strategies as well. Like I said, when I'm feeling low or it's really, really bad, I think of the things I love to do. Go to the beach or, walk around. Walk around somewhere interesting is another thing I do. Shopping is a very bad habit to do.
I was waiting for that. I was like, is she going to say it? Is she going to say it?
I would always go shopping, but I had to learn that, that has an impact. You spend so much money, it's not the best thing to do. So I don't recommend that. But it helps, buy yourself a nice dress,
Exactly.
nice handbag, nice whatever. That helps as well. So something that cheers you up. Kasi hindi naman end of the world. It's easy to say, I know, but sometimes there's always something good, right? That you can find. There's always one out of a situation. So it's that ability to just say, what's good about it's gratitude. I think that's the practice that's what people call it now. So always think of, what is one thing that I'm really thankful for, and that always lifts me up. Yeah.
Ang ganda, ang ganda. May mga questions
Thank you for
pa
the
kayo.
question.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dayan. Galing.
Next
Dapat pala
caller.
may record kita
Next
eh.
caller.
Next caller.
Yeah. May mga questions pa kayo kasi ako ready na ako eh.
Ready ka na?
Oo. Selfishly, I will ask this question.
Okay,
And I
go.
think it's my last question for the day. So,
I'll go.
you are so aware of your needs, your wants, and what you need to be fulfilled. How do you communicate that to the people around you so that they understand what you're really committed to? Like your friends, your family. Like, for example, kami, we're doing Kaizen, 100-day body transformation. And, oh my God, now we're declining to all the socials,
Parties.
invites, and parties. Because
Yeah.
nagtatrack kami ng calories and you cannot just like eat whatever when you're out. And that's just something that we had to communicate through like a social post. But going back to you, how do you actually make it known to the people around you what's important for you?
Haven't you noticed, but I love talking? So,
Oh, surprise.
yung mga loved ones ko and my friends, they always know what I want. Kasi ang daldal ko eh. And everyone will say that. So I learned to speak out. And I did learn over time that when you're conscious about sharing what it is that you really want, people understand. And for those people who may not, you have to say that's okay as well. Because not everyone will agree or think that what you want and how you want to be is a good thing. So you'll have some people who will, maybe resist or won't agree with you. And you have to say that's okay. Because we're all different, right? So I had to learn that. Once upon a time, I wanted to please everyone and I wanted everyone to agree with me. Pero hindi naman realistic yon. So over time, as I matured, I learned it's not realistic to expect everyone will agree. So it's okay. And just vocalize what you want. Today, I want to work on this, and this. And people will just have, and you'll notice yung mga people who understand and support will end up your support network kasi they'll always support you no matter what you're doing. Whether or not it works with them, for them, they'll always support you. Tapos I'm left with the people who support. So yun, yung support network ko. So you have to be okay with people who won't like or agree. That's just the reality. And that's the balance of life, di ba? Imagine a world where everyone agrees. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Do you agree or disagree?
Someone disagree. Yeah. So,
Ganda.
yun ata, just learn over time that it's okay to say what you want and communicate. And
Nice.
celebrate yung what you want together as well.
Ganda.
Ganda ko. Ganda mo
Ganda mo.
din. Ganda din
niyo.
yung. Ganda niya
Ganda
lahat.
natin.
Oh, di ba? Busog na busog kayo sa mga nakuha
I
niyo
know,
today,
right?
no?
I know,
I
right?
think it's time for a wrap up.
Hindi bite size, it's big leap.
I know. Big lessons.
Lips.
Big nuggets of wisdom. Mga ganun.
Oo nga,
That's
eh,
so
wisdom
true.
talaga, no?
Pero I learned as much from you.
Yeah, we learned a lot from you too, and usually how we love to wrap up our discussions, and each of us just say what's one thing we took away from this episode. Kasi sobrang dami talagang learnings. Actually, nakaka-overwhelm.
so
Pinagsisihan ko, hindi ako nagsulat sa notebook, pero ay, na-recorded pala. Balikan ko na lang.
Actually,
use
girl,
AI to like do
Yeah,
the type.
transcript.
Yeah, exactly.
Pero grabe, kanino ko pa iniisip yan eh. Ay,
Gusto ko magsulat
i-replay
eh.
ko to over and over again. Itong
Yeah, when
recording
you're
natin. na to.
struggling in life, you can replay.
So pag may 1,000 views, pow!
Oh, wow.
Diba? Pag may 1,000 views, pow ha. Nakaka 1,000 plays ka na. What's going on?
Ay, patagdag din yun ng anyway.
Views.
Pero ako lang, masasabi ko lang, ang dami ko natutunan. Lahat ng advices. Ay, grabe. But one thing na nag-stuck sa akin ngayon is how to appreciate yourself. Kasi sometimes, yung failures nga, ang dami mong nararanasang failures. Ito lang, just this week din, alam ko relate ka din. Ang dami nangyari na parang you feel like you're not good enough, But if you reflect, go back to, day one, parang hindi lang naman para puro mali yung nagagawa mo. You're still doing something for everyone, hindi man sa sarili mo, nakakatulong ka, or you did something, yung small things na yon, it will accumulate eh. And if you just learn how to appreciate those things, yung gratitude niya, no? Hindi na masama. You won't feel that too bad about yourself. And again, you can just think about it, feel everything, that negative emotion, and then let go. Kasi, at the end of the day, di ba? Ay, may nagawa akong maganda pala. And I thank myself for it. I appreciate myself. Yan.
Tsaka nandito kami. If
beautiful.
you're just fishing for credits and compliments, give us a call.
Pakisabi nga maganda ako.
Ayun ang hali mo.
Yan tayo eh.
I love your attitude.
Wow, that's very cool.
What about you, Ging?
Ako siguro, embrace change.
Oh, wow.
Kasi yung sabi niya nung, di ba, she went overseas, a lot of adjustment, a lot of changes talaga na nangyari sa kanya. So parang, may risk talaga. But you have to embrace it. Pag hindi mo siya in-embrace, parang hindi ka makaka-move forward. Di ba? So sa akin, ang galing lang na, failure. Diba? Yung failure, sabi niya.
I love it.
Embrace it. Embrace the failure. Oo.
It's not always
too
a bad
much.
thing.
Yeah. Because yung taking risk, you have to go out of your comfort zone din, di ba? Kasi you don't know kung ano yung ituturo sa'yo dun eh. Kasi ang dami mong matututunan talaga outside ba, of your comfort zone. The learnings, di ba? And yung people na mamimit mo during or dun sa journey na yon, yun. Embrace
Nice.
change.
That's a really good one.
I think for me, yung latter part ng conversation about communicating what you want and what you need, and the right people will support you whether they understand what you're doing or not. They will just tell you na, actually, ang gulo mo, girl, pero sige, support kita. Di ko alam anong, bakit ginagawa mo to, ginagawa mo to. Like, hello, you only have 24 hours a day. And I'm like, that's right. And I'm still choosing to do what I choose to do because I love it. I'm passionate. You don't need to understand why I decide to give up, my 8 hour of luxury sleep because I care about something. And I want it so bad kasi alam ko may purpose eh. And not everyone gets it, and that's fine. Yung sinasabi
That's
ni
right.
Ronna, you can over-communicate, and the right people in your life, they will get it. And yung mga tao na hindi naman talaga part ng support network mo, they won't get it. And that's okay.
That's right.
So, ayun. So, sobrang nakarelate ako doon. Especially when di ba, at first, when you're trying to do something new project, new idea, and ramdam mo yung failure kasi walang nagsusupport sa'yo na parang, they must think you're crazy, you're on crack. Like, why do you want that so bad? And you're doing it and you're not getting paid? And you're self-funding it? Like, what for? Ano ka, nagpapaka Mother Teresa? But the right people, they love it. Actually,
Yes.
they love you. That's why they just support you. And
No
I think we need
judgment.
to find more of those kind of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Ikaw naman, Ronna.
Me? Okay.
Yeah.
I think I really enjoyed it. First of all, thank you so much for having me. What I take away from today is yung dialogue natin, yung interaction natin dito, it's so enriching. And I hold that every time and that's been part of my journey personally. Every time I interact with someone, you exchange, yung exchange na yon, yung dialogue, yung conversation, it's always so healing and so rich. So that's what I take away. It's so special. So thank you for having me.
Thank you, Ronna.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Oh.
Naiyak na.
Hindi ako umiiyak. Yung pilik mata ko pumasok.
Oh my
Pumasok
gosh!
sa eyeball.
Is that episode okay or too heavy?
No, that's all.
I'm not crying. I'm not crying. I'm stuck.
Kasi naman tong pilik mata na to eh.
Alam mo si Paul, alam mo? Hindi oh my God.
Walang iyok dito.
Alam mo, replay nyo na lang. Kasi nakita ko siya, sabi niya parang, may ganon.
Ulo nga, tapos sininghot ko na lang. Oh, sorry.
And,
Yeah, actually,
it's
like
so-
every time she's saying something, talaga parang tagos
Tagos
dito.
na tagos.
Yeah, di ba?
I don't want the crying episode naman.
My soul felt it.
What happened to that?
My soul felt it.
Yeah, yeah, she's coming back at you because she cried because of the video we sent her. I know. And now she's making you cry. See?
But I believe that, isn't it special yung interactions natin? It always
Yes.
changes you. You're not the same person after. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Ay, tama na.
Oh, siya! Ito na nga ba? Ang saya ng episode na to, no?
Mamaya ka na umiyak. I-wrap up natin.
We're
din.
crying.
Yeah, masaya! Masaya. Oh, guys, if you want to watch more of our chikahan na marami kayong matututunan at maraming laman, please do watch this episode and all of our previous episodes. We are on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube,
And Spotify.
And Spotify, of course, and
yes.
Spotify. So really, really, really soon. Siya talaga yung ano natin. Yung TikTok natin. So anyway, guys, again, we are the 1% Marites here in Sydney. Your number one source of chismis, word spreading. Thank you.
Thank you, Ronna.